Want to bring you some breaking news south of the border, where a shooting at a private Christian school in Nashville has left at least 6 people dead, as well as the suspect. CBC's senior foreign correspondent Katie Simpson is tracking this story for us. Joins us live from Washington. Katie, what is the latest you can tell us?
The call came into authorities around 10:13 this morning for a shooting inside that school. It's called the Covenant Christian School. It's actually a private Christian school that's actually attached to a church. Within minutes, police say they arrived and they started entering the first floor of the building. It's a multi-level school. And when authorities first arrived at the school, what they say is that they started going into some of the classrooms and started clearing out those classrooms to get the kids out of the building, get the staff out of the building. And while they were inside, that's when they started hearing shots being fired up on the second floor. At that time, that's when police headed up to the second floor in the direction of the gunshots. And that's where they engaged with the shooter, and they shot, and we believe they shot and killed the shooter. What is different about this situation right now is authorities say they believe the shooter is a female. They believe she's in her teens, and they don't know why she was at the school. They're trying to figure out if she has any sort of connection to this issue. What we can confirm is that before police were able to stop the shooting and before the shooter stopped firing bullets, 3 children were killed. And this is a school for little kids. This is kindergarten, I believe pre-K to grade 6. So these are little kids. 3 kids are dead. 3 staff members or 3 adults are dead. And the shooter is dead as well. We've got a clip here actually from police who just held a news conference a short time ago.
We know at this point that this shooter is a female. She appears to be in her teens, although her identification has not been confirmed at this juncture. We know that she was armed with at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun. We are efforting now to identify her.
And so that is the work that police are doing right now. But what has unfolded at this school is a scene that we've seen in the United States so many times before. Kids being run out of the school, rushed out of the school, taken to a reunification center. Parents who are obviously beyond distraught, looking to get in contact with their kids, be reunited with their kids. And then, of course, the horrifying sequence of events that comes when police have to get in contact with those parents of the kids and the staff members that did not make it. So the investigation continues in Nashville right now, and they're trying to determine who this shooter was, what she was doing in the building, and, of course, try to provide some kind of comfort to students, their parents and staff members after this horrific incident.
Yeah, and Katie, as you mentioned there, this, of course, is just the latest in a series of recent gun attacks already this year in the United States.
Yeah, the United States so far, according to the Gun Violence Archive, which is something that every time there's a mass shooting, you go and you look at it, because it is something that does happen with frequency in the United States, like no other Western nation. And so far this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been 128 mass shootings in the United States. And we know we've covered a number of them this year, some of them taking place at schools. There was one in Colorado, I believe, just a few weeks ago. We also saw what happened at Michigan State University. So there are a number of different shootings that have taken place in the United States, despite the efforts of some lawmakers, or in light of the fact of the lack of action of some lawmakers. This, of course, is one of the most explosive and divisive issues in the United States. The Biden administration has pushed forward with some additional reforms to try and make it harder for younger people and people with mental health issues to get access to weapons. And that, of course, went in the aftermath of a mass shooting in the United States. The debate heats up again. It sort of happens in a cycle. There's a horrible mass tragedy that takes place. There are condolences, and we hear some, politicians often thoughts and prayers, and it leads to the political divisive reaction to those specific comments, offering thoughts and prayers rather than legislation and action. And that starts a divisive discussion in this country that often just goes in a circle and doesn't necessarily get any further. The Biden administration has been able to push through some reforms through Congress, bipartisan efforts. But again, the conversations about what lawmakers are doing, what more they could do, will once again heat up in the wake of this horrific incident.
Absolutely. Katie, thank you for the latest.
Thanks.